I'm looking to upgrade my interface and add tons of microphones to my mic locker. With all the different options out there, how do I know I'm getting the right ones for me? Does it matter? If you're going to upgrade your interface and your microphones, great, all power to you. If your interface is 10, 15, 20 years old, which many of us still have, I have an old M-Box. Yeah, the interfaces that are out these days, like the Audient and the UAD stuff, for instance, both of which we use here, are incredible. The quality I can get from an Audient interface or a UAD interface is just next level compared with what I was doing when I was using a Digi 001 in the late 90s, early 2000s. Trust me, I did records that did well on those. I did overdubs on plenty of stuff with them. But when I hear the quality I get now, a fraction of the cost, and goodness knows how much better quality. So definitely, if you're talking about upgrading from an old interface that's 15 plus years old, I'm not even going to argue with that. Do it. You're going to hear a massive difference. Secondly, of course, if you want to upgrade the amount of inputs, you might only have a 2 input and you need a 4 or an 8 or a 16. I get that. If you're going to start recording live drums or bands or live recordings, you're going to need 8 or 16 inputs. Totally relate to that as well. So all of those are very valid things. Now, with microphones, that's a massive discussion. I did a video a couple of years ago, a year or two ago, where I took Shure microphones, who are not sponsoring this, by the way. Hi, Shure, if you're watching. But I took Shure microphones and an Audient interface and shot it out against 150 grams worth of beautiful microphones through Sunset Sound's incredible console and record it onto Pro Tools HDX. So we did like a, comparison. We were able to record the band like that, the drums in particular. It was $1,700 for all the microphones and the interfaces. There was 2 interfaces and the microphones. Total $1,700. And we estimated about half $500,000 worth in gear between, probably more, the beautiful Sunset Sound console, 150 grams worth of mics, HDX, at least $500,000. So massive difference in price, but with the same room and the same drum kit being played at the same time. Mics were taped together. And was there a difference? Yeah, there was a difference. Was I able to mix them and both make them sound absolutely amazing? Yeah. That's the reality. The difference was negligible. It existed. There was moments you're like, there's a little bit more body in that $15,000 Neumann. Of course there is. It's a $15,000 Neumann. It's tube. It's adding all this stuff. But I'll tell you what. Remember those, Eric, remember those lollipop Shures? They're like a little lollipop mic. We put those on the ground next to, I think, a pair of 87s. There'll be a link to the video you can check out. I swear blind, they sounded better. Quite a few people said that the low room mics, the cheap ones, I think they're $99 each, these microphones, sounded better than, I believe it was a pair of U87s. The point is like, was a U87 a better microphone? Of course it is, probably in 90% of the situations. But the point is like this $100 microphone as a room mic was unbelievable. So my long answer to your question is like, yes, you can fill out your mic locker and you can be smart about it. You can get yourself a decent mid-price, large diaphragm vocal microphone, and then you can save a fortune on more inexpensive microphones for drums, dynamic microphones, and as we all know, there's a lot of incredible companies. Companies like Shure, companies like Lewitt, companies like Audio-Technica. There's a lot of companies. And then, there's some of the really inexpensive MXL microphones that do great things. There's a lot of really good SC Electronics. There are so many options now for a fraction of a cost. So with all this in mind, this is the reason why we are not being sponsored by, but actually sponsor Audio Test Kitchen. If you go to Audio Test Kitchen's site, you'll see it says sponsored by Produce Like a Pro and Sound on Sound. What does that mean? That means that there's no money changing hands. It means that we believe in what they're doing because they're helping people. They're truly helping people. So, like I said, I'm not paying them, they're not paying me. It's just a really freaking good idea. And what is it doing? It is helping. Should I say that one more time? Helping. Go to the website and play back drums with different microphones and hear all the options. And no matter what your budget is, if you've got $5,000 or $500, you will find microphones in plural. Plural. $500, there's some great $100 microphones out there. Go look at them. Go find them. Go and find some inexpensive microphones. If you want a pair of inexpensive condensers as room mics or overheads or stereo pianos, You can do it for a few $100s. Is it going to be a pair of U67s? Heck no. But is it going to be close enough and with a nice sounding instrument played by a good performer? Record quality? Yes. Guarantee it. Let's not forget, some of the best microphones in the world that are used every day are not expensive. Doesn't matter how you look at it. An SM57 is a preferred guitar amplifier mic. It is a preferred snare microphone. And people I know sing into it, famous singers sing into it. And you can get them anywhere from like $100-ish to like $79, depending on whether Guitar Center is having a sale. It's usually about a $99 microphone. So if it's a lead vocal mic for people like Bono and Mick Jagger on many occasions, and the best or the most popular guitar amp mic and the most popular snare drum mic, you get my point. It's not always about spending money. Now, also, equally, you also get what you pay for in quite a lot of instances when it comes to spending money. If you want to go in and get something like totally equal opportunity here, not talking about any one mic manufacturer, but think about Ivana Manley's reference mic. It's like a fairly expensive vocal mic, but it is phenomenal sounding. It's built like a brick schnizzle house. It will last forever, and it gives you cachet. If you buy an 87, same thing, brings you cachet. There's so much more to buying microphones than just price. There's a lot to it. If you walk into somebody's studio and they have 20 or 30 microphones to mic up a band, but they have like one really nice vocal mic, maybe one nice ribbon, handful of 57s, and then maybe 10 or 15 microphones from Lewitt, Audio-Technica, MXL, nobody's going to blink. Nobody's going to think that you don't know what you're doing. It's all about being selective when it comes to microphone choices. So once more, go to Audio Test Kitchen, go and listen to all of the different variety of microphones in there, and you'll experience a lot of stuff. Some of them are very, very close, despite price range, and some of them are quite different. But if anything, I think one of the things that it does is it tells people it's okay. It's okay. If you've only got $100 to spend on a microphone, there's good microphones for $100. If you've got $5,000 to spend on a microphone, you'll find a really nice mic for $5,000. You get my point. Go in there with a budget in mind of what you could spend, and then go and test them yourselves and realize, quite frankly, that you can do a great job with. All manufacturers have different price points and different products that will work. Neumann themselves have amazing microphones. The TLM range are phenomenal. So you could buy a Neumann product for a fraction of the cost of their high-end stuff. There's so many options. Go to Audio Test Kitchen, try it out. As far as your interface is concerned, yes, upgrade it. If it's 15, 20 years old, you're going to hear a difference and you're going to appreciate a difference. And you're going to get more flexibility, and frankly, you'll get so much more bang for your buck. There is wonderful, wonderful interfaces out there for a fraction of the cost.